My journey into becoming a psychiatric nurse practitioner that's specializing in psychedelics and ketamine therapy started mostly in like studying meditation and consciousness and nutrition and wellness, yoga teaching, personal trainer, and just doing overall coaching. And I've been a seeker, just looking for things that really optimize well-being and take into a spiritual consciousness-based approach. And I started understanding and working with plant medicines and seeing the beauty and value of that, and working with ketamine therapy now for several years. And from that, the transformation that I've witnessed with my clients and friends and people I know, and the quantum leaps that psychedelics create, and the healing that gets created, and the change that gets created with those medicines, especially in the realms of mental health, is just, has blown me out of the water, and how potent and beautiful and transformational. So through that journey and process and asking questions. So one thing for me and the way that I like to create is, asking questions. What will create greater if I choose this? What will that create for my life, this person, and the world? So really, just having a pulse on different ways of, tools and techniques that can really create sustainable shifts, and then being an advocate for that. Yeah, so there's a couple different pieces. So one is being in the group setting. So I work with a lot of clients where we do one-on-one and group setting, and I really love this retreat-like approach. While you're in a group, it's very dynamic and everyone's co-creating together, and what my clients have reported is the group experience is really potent and powerful, and so that's one element of it. And then of course the medicine. So I'd say the medicine works in two specific ways. So one is more on the brain capacity. So when we're working with ketamine, it's rewiring the brain through enhancing something called BDNF, also known as brain-derived neurotropic factor. And what that does is it actually allows the brain to rewire and fire much more quickly. So for someone who's thinking about something in a similar way, it can allow things to be perceived much more quickly in a whole totally different new way. So instead of thinking about something in a repetitive fashion, the brain will now have all these different ways that it can think and create. And so for someone who's like maybe having a hard time getting out of bed, or feeling motivated or excited, or has a lot of like anxious loop patterns, it can really help override that. So that's the one piece. So people will say even after one session, they notice that they wake up with energy, a sense of calm and a spaciousness, and like this energy for change. So that's just on that capacity. And then there's the experience. So a lot of that is really the set and setting that we're creating within the group as we're stepping in with like meditation and just preparing the space to open up to this really transformational journey. And then the journey itself, especially if someone's new to psychedelics and they haven't been able to, tap into this reality beyond what this reality is, it can be super healing and transformational. And to give that as a journey and reference point that you can then continue to unwind and allow to create other insights that can be incredibly helpful in the day-to-day. Even just having a journey where there's this calm and spaciousness. I've had people say that they've never had such a space of calm in their life. And if for someone who's like pretty tense, having a space of calm can be groundbreaking. And then, so from that to having like a unity consciousness experience and really getting in your body and being that knowingness that there's so much more in this reality and beyond, can be such a transformational journey as well. The way that I like to facilitate is a blend of having all the tools in the toolbox and then really seeing what's present with the group. So once everybody steps into the space, I'd say the creation of what's going to be created starts. So there's the light idea, and then I'm perceiving what's going on in the room and what's going to create. With that said, there'll be a level of checking in with everybody. So I'll start with setting intentions, dropping into our bodies, dropping into this space. Typically some type of like guided relaxation or meditation or intention setting process. Then we'll all move into receiving the ketamine medicine. So it's intramuscular, and I can always chat more about that. There's different routes of working with this medicine, and I do find intramuscular to be the most profound and also facilitate the most ease in the journey. So it also is a pretty mind-blowing experience in the sense of other routes can work with the body in different ways. Intramuscular is pretty strong as you're receiving the medicine, and then I'd say in about 2 to 4 minutes you're allowing yourself to be moved into this other experience that can be really beautiful, really relaxing, and really profound. And so there's other routes like IV or lozenges and even intranasal, and I do find that intramuscular is my choice for several reasons. So we'll be working with that. And the journey itself will be about an hour, hour and a half, as you're working with music and an eye mask and headphones. So everyone will be in a really comfortable position with blankets and pillows, and they'll be working within their journey. And then afterwards, everyone will gently land from the experience. We'll take some space to come together again. We'll do an integration circle as well. And then really just allow that space to be however it will flow, so that everybody can land in a way where they're connected. And there's also space for journaling and some introspection as well. I also want to add that everyone that will be joining, I'll be doing about a 45-minute psych consultation with everyone too. So there'll be a lot of time to go over individually, like what the goals are, intentions are, Q&A. I really love this to be a space where everyone has space to really jump in, with feeling relaxed and all their questions answered, and really, me having an idea of what we'll be working on. I know a lot of people come with different traumas or things that they're wanting to facilitate some healing around. So we'll be having a lot of conversation around that. And then also myself and my team that, I co-create with, is I always like to add that we're always available. So if things come up as we're preparing, I'm always able to hop on a call and then post experience too. And then I always like to do a Zoom integration that follows. So there's a lot of aftercare. So I find with psychedelics too, having beautiful time to prep, and then of course having this really incredible experience. And then the aftercare is also really important. So everyone can know that we have your back, I have your back, and throughout the waves of however the journey unfolds, we'll be here for you.